Hey YouTube, it's your regular Joe Justin here to give you another video. This video is going to be about a tactical AR-15. This is my home defense rifle and my shit hit the fan rifle, so I'm going to give you a quick down and dirty on my philosophy of use for the different accessories and attachments, what's on the rifle and why I have it there. It's going to be less comprehensive on the specific parts, but more on what I'm using them for and for what reason. Quick disclosure here. I am in no way, shape, or form a professional. I don't instruct or anything like that. Just a shooter of many years and found what works for me and just trying to pass that on to you. You know, I don't get paid by any of these companies or any of these things that I have on here, so no way does my opinion reflect monetary value from these companies. So you know, take everything I got to say here with a grain of salt, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right, so let's get started. This is my AR-15. It has a DPMS lower. If you can see that there, it's a DPMS lower with a Magpul pistol grip. It was more comfortable. It worked better. It fits in my hand very well. So that's why I changed that out. It's your standard trigger and all that. It's about a five pound full. So you know, the DPMS has always worked good for me. I've never had any issues with it. No failed to feeds. None of that stuff. So I've found them to be very reliable. And then on here I have a Yankee Hill machine upper in 5.56, so you can shoot both 5.56 and 2.23, which produces a low recoil, keeps you on target between shots. This is the Yankee Hill machine upper with also a Yankee Hill machine handguard. As you can see, the barrel here is diamond fluted. You know, it doesn't add much strength. It might add some strength, but the main reason I went with a Yankee Hill machine upper is it had a thicker barrel than the current DPMS that I had on the upper. So, or on the lower, the DPMS lower, that I had a DPMS upper that had what most people would consider a pencil barrel. So it was a very thin barrel. I wanted something with more strength, more durability, and a little bit more longevity. The barrel is chrome lined, so that also adds some longevity to the rifle. The handguard here also has these diamond cutouts which match the barrel, so you know, it kind of adds that cosmetic good look to them. You know, I'm more about the functionality of the rifle rather than the looks, but you know, when you spend good money on a rifle, you kind of want it to look halfway decent too. So next up, the optics. To me, it's very important when you're designing a rifle. You know, what are you going to use it for? What is its main purpose? You know, that kind of determines what kind of optics you're going to put on the rifle. This one in particular, like I said before at the beginning of the video, is a home self-defense rifle, a shit hits the fan rifle. You know, it's for protecting you and your family. So onto the optics. The optics I decided to go with are the EOTech with a EOTech 512, I should say, with a 3 times magnifier. This is a Sight Mark magnifier. Very happy with it. It has clear glass. Only drawback of it is it has how do I say this? It doesn't have very good eye relief. The eye relief is you've got to be in a specific spot, and which is fine. You know, I'm just looking to get out to 200 yards accurately, and it works great for me. As you can see, the eye relief, I've got to be about right here in order for it to work out. So my nose is touching this charging handle, but with the 5.56 2.23, there's not that much recoil, so it doesn't cause any issues. I've never hit my eye on it or anything like that, so works great. Great thing about the EOTech is it has a one MOA dot in the center. Originally on this rifle I had a strike fire, which is a great optic. It's relatively cheap. It's sitting at the $165 mark, and the only drawback of it is the red dot in the optic. The red dot is a 4 MOA dot, which means that at 100 yards that dot covers a 4-inch circle on your target, which means that your shot placement's anywhere within that 4 inches. So the EOTech has a dot in the center that's 1 MOA, so at 100 yards it'll cover a 1-inch circle, and around the dot in the center is a 65 MOA, basically a circle around that other dot, which allows for you to be in close quarters, match the larger outside diameter to your target, and not so much even the center dot. So you know, it provides for quick target acquisition, which is great. It runs off of AA batteries, so I mean you can find them just about anywhere. Some people, you know, don't like the 512s because they didn't like the fact that the AA's sit in this chamber along the rifle this way, so that when it recoils, the springs could potentially wear out where the batteries are sitting. Just what makes contact for the optic. I haven't ran any issues. This optic's been very hardy. You know, it hasn't been necessarily babied, but it has been tested, and it's worked out great for me. I do have scope covers on here. These are made by I believe G&G, GG&G. They're fantastic, easy to install. You take this cover off, put them in. It's great. I believe you should always find a way to cover up your optics. That way you keep the elements out. I live in the northern United States, so we have snow a good portion of the year and rain the other portion. Sometimes snow and rain. So I mean, you want to try to keep the elements out when it's not in use, so you keep it in the best possible condition. Reason I went with a 3x magnifier, and like I said before, this is a sight mark behind the EOTech, is so that I can reach out to that 200-yard mark accurately. It's sitting in a Boris QD mount, which means quick detach. It pivots to the side of the optic so that I can easily move it out of the way or back into position for that longer shot. So it works great for me. I can, you know, I have a rifle that can go for the long and short. Now, I'm a big advocate, moving on here, I'm a big advocate for, oh, quick thing about the mount here. It's easy to move back and forth with one hand. It's simple, easy. You just press the button that's right here, move it in, and it's fantastic. Works quick, one-handed. So you can hold onto the gun offhand or use your firing hand. So that's great that way. Now, moving on here, I'm a big advocate of, you know, you've got this and it can fail. You know, have backup iron sights. You have backup iron sights. That way, this fails, gets knocked off kilter. You know, you still have another way to get your projectile on target, and that's important in the self-defense should hit the fan situation. So these are Magpul and iron sights. Well, I guess technically not iron sights. They're polymer, so you know your ounces equals pounds, so you save a little bit of weight and it goes a long way. Everything gets heavy over time. You're carrying weight, gear, ammunition, you know, water weighs a lot. So anywhere you can save some weight, it's great. So backup iron sights, I recommend them on any self-defense rifle. What else can I talk about? Magpul stock here, I upgraded it. It's nice to have a butt pad on here versus the standard stock 6-inch stock, so you can, you know, works for you and maybe your significant other. It works better for you all the way out here, but maybe it works better for her in, you know, inwards. So another great point while we're on this end of the gun, as you can see, it did lock the bolt to the rear, so that's no way, shape, or form in the way at that point. You know, the chamber has been clear the whole time. So one thing I did want to show you, I did put I did upgrade the charging handle on this. The standard charging handle doesn't have this long latch. This is a Bravo company charging handle. It is the Bravo company Gunfighter large latch. It makes it a lot easier to charge with one hand. So now whenever you're charging, you want to be able to keep your hand on the pistol grip and keep your hand, the firing hand, close to the firing controls, so that if you had to transition back to firing, it would be quick and easy. But the reason I went with this large latch is then it makes it easier. With one hand, you can charge the rifle, no issues. So to me, that was important. Another thing that I think is very important on any self-defense rifle is a flashlight. This flashlight does have a switch that activates it on the vertical grip, so it makes it very quick to turn on and off. As you can see, it's very bright, and I meant to do that so that you were able to see how bright it is. So if you're going through the house, and the main reason for the flashlight is if you're clearing your house out of bad guys and stuff like that, you know, you're defending yourself in a dark situation, you're able to either, one, catch them off guard, or two, you're able to identify your target and make sure it's not somebody that you don't want to shoot. So that way you have your target identification. You can see what you're shooting at. So this light, I don't know exactly what light it is. I got a lot of these parts through the internet and vendors and such. Local vendors and stuff, so you know, wherever you can save a buck is best. As you can see here, I'm going to try to show you best how bright it is. As you can see, it's very bright. It would light up a room. So another great feature that I added to the rifle that I think is important. A lot of people would probably disagree with me that they don't necessarily need a forward grip or anything else, but this not only keeps my hand in the same place every time I place it, it gives me different options. A lot of times I want to hold my rifle like so with my hand, my thumb, if you can see that, up around the handguard, so you have better control of the rifle. It's not only just on the vertical grip, it's also above the barrel, and it gives you better control. A lot of times I'll hold it just like this. It all depends on the situation, but at least gives you a placement of consistency. Now, the great thing about this vertical grip, I don't know the manufacturer. It is a polymer, once again polymer. You know, so you run that risk of it being polymer and it could break. But like I said, to me it's worth it because it'll save you some weight. Now this bipod here, with a simple press of the button, if you can see this, it's deployed from the bottom of the vertical grip, and now you have a steady shooting platform for those long range engagements. So to me that was a no-brainer. I like the fact that it has usability and multiple functions. That's what I try to aim for in a lot of my rifles, is have multiple functions and be able to meet the roles of different situations no matter what you're in. So another thing is this single point sling. I really like single point slings. To me they work great. This goes around your shoulder, and now it sits in a vertical downward position, ready for you to bring it up and fire the weapon. So a lot of people disagree with me, in the military and training people alike. I think I've got a couple friends that like their 2-point slings, which basically means that the sling connects to the rifle in 2 different spots. So it would connect here in the back and also on the handrail in the front, or a different spot along the rifle. Personally, I like the single point slings. You know, that's a lot of this is preference. What's great about this, and you can check them out on their website, it's not the cheapest sling ever, but it is very reliable. I've never had any issues. It's never come off, and I've been running with it while I was transitioning to my pistol. So you know, it's very sturdy, very well made. Nice webbing, very strong webbing. It's not, you know, for comfort. It's more for function. Quick disconnect from the rifle. Yeah, all you got to do is press this button here, and you pull this off away from the rifle. Also, there's another option. You can use the buckle and remove it that way. So once again, you know, double functionality. So you have more than one way to release yourself from the sling. So we'll reattach it here. One thing I forgot to cover is the internals of the upper. It is a DPMS bolt carrier group, and like I said, I've never had any issues with both any DPMS products for that matter. Some of you may have different views on that, you know, and I can go over that in a later video, my views on different brands and stuff like that. If you know, if that's what you, the viewer, wants. So, you know, this video is running a little bit longer at the 16-minute mark, so we're going to go ahead and try to wrap it up here. You know, if you like the videos and you want to see more different philosophy videos or even product reviews or different things on ARs or bolt guns, Glocks, that kind of stuff, you know, I can definitely help you out there. Let me know what you think of the videos, anything that you'd like to see different or anything like that. Hope you subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.